Hey guys, my name's Sam and welcome to Prep Medic. This week's video, we're doing a full review of the Responder IFAK by Live the Creed. So many of you guys should recognize the name Live the Creed. I've done reviews on some other products they've come out with, including the Pocket Trauma Kit, as well as the Gunfighter IFAK. But today we are taking a look at a brand new trauma kit they just came out with last week, the Responder IFAK. Now this is meant to take the place of the Gunfighter IFAK. Basically it just downsizes everything, makes it a lot more portable, a lot more comfortable to put on your belt. So this guy's been discontinued. You can see that on the front, these have basically the same footprint in terms of width and length. This one's still a little bit smaller. But then when you look at the thickness, this has a clear advantage for sitting flush on your belt, makes it a lot more comfortable to carry on you. It's made out of a Cordura fabric, very sturdy. It has a bunch of hook loop fields on the front, comes with their medical patch there. On the back, this kit is made to be mounted a couple different ways depending on what works for you. You can mount it straight up and down with MOLLE clips. You can use these to go through a belt as well if you want to mount it on a thinner belt that doesn't have MOLLE attachment system. You can also mount this vertically on a belt and sits right there. Pretty comfortable, pretty versatile. Now it comes in two different types. You have one that has a tourniquet holder on the bottom to hold a cat tourniquet or soft T wide, whatever you prefer carrying, it's probably gonna fit in here. And that comes with one without that option. So a little bit cheaper if you buy it without the tourniquet if you have one on your own, but there is no way to attach this onto this guy down the road if you decide you want the tourniquet on it. Now, when I look at trauma kits, one of my big criteria is that you have to be able to take the contents out in one piece and bring it in front of you, because very rarely is a trauma kit going to be placed right on your chest where you can see it, or like right in front of your belt. Most of the time you're going to mount these on the back of your belt, the side of your cummerbund, somewhere out of the way, because we usually keep our ammo or whatever else in front of us, and then the trauma kit's kind of a secondary consideration. So the really nice thing about this is that it's got this clip in the front that comes undone, and then you pull all the contents out in one sleeve that holds it nice and tight inside this trauma kit. The only gripe I have about this is that I've noticed pulling this out, sometimes this clip becomes caught, and it's nothing a firm yank on it won't solve, but it does get caught periodically, which could be a hang up. However, it's nothing that like requires you to troubleshoot it. You just have to pull a little bit harder. It comes right out. It's not a huge deal. So it comes right out of this sleeve. And you're gonna notice it has two elastic bands right here that hold everything in place. And this has all the contents of the Gunfighter IFAK. So right on top, you've got two nitrile gloves from North American Rescue. These are super heavy duty, come up a little bit farther on your arm, so good protection from bloodborne pathogens. Has miniature trauma shears right under it. These are pretty cheap. Honestly, you'll probably use these once or twice and then they'll be too dull to use, but hopefully this is not a frequent use kit for you. If you're using a IFAK more than, once or twice a year, you're probably doing something wrong, or your team is hitting a lot of houses. On this side, you've got Celox gauze. So this is packing gauze that has a hemostatic agent in it to stem bleeding. Really nice to have in a trauma kit. On the other side, you just have a pressure bandage. So this is an H&H mini pressure bandage. Once you've packed a wound, you can use this to wrap the packing in. So once you pack it with the Celox gauze, you can wrap it. Or if somebody has bleeding that doesn't necessarily require a tourniquet on the arms, legs, or head, but does need to be stopped, you can use this to apply to the wound and it will work very well. Beneath that, you have hyphen chest seals. These are the mini chest seals that North American Rescue came out with. These are vented, which is really nice, and then there's two of them for an entrance and an exit wound. Most of these kits are kind of built with a tactical situation in mind. However, what I tell people is that this kit can save your life whether you're knocking down a door as part of a SWAT team, or you see your neighbor, fall off a ladder, or somebody cuts themselves with a chainsaw. This will still be useful for you. So just because you've got two, and I'm saying entrance and exit wound, doesn't mean that this can't be used for, a penetrating injury from a car accident or something else with a sucking chest wound there. And then finally, beneath that, there is a 28 French NPA. So this is a nasopharyngeal airway, goes in the nose, keeps the airway open. You know, it really covers airway, breathing, circulation are the main things that this kit covers. It's not a comprehensive first aid kit. This is a massive bleeding, massive trauma kit to save somebody's life. Like I said, if you get the version with the tourniquet holder on it, it will come with a CAT tourniquet. CAT tourniquets are one of a couple different manufacturers that make Committee for Tactical Combat Casualty Care recommended tourniquets. This is what I've always used really professionally, and this is what I continue to carry. I have a soft T wide for my ankle kit, but other than that, I kind of defer to the CAT tourniquet because it's very simple, very effective, and it really gets pretty compact for a kit like this. You know, I put this on my duty belt. I was able to wear this kind of in the back, and it wasn't really a sore point in the back of the belt. You know, I'm not going to keep this up front because there's not much room for it. You know, you've got your gun, your taser, whatever else on either side of you. So I would recommend keeping this kind of on the back of your belt or, you know, side of the plate carrier. It is pretty compact. All in all, this is a great kit. You know, like I said, the only issue I see with it is potentially getting hung up on the buckle for a second, but it's something that's very easily remedied. Pretty easy to put back together as well. On their website, there's a couple different price points for this. You know, obviously the more you add, the more expensive it'll get. If you just get the kit without anything in it, that's pretty cheap and you can stock it with your own things. One of the nice things is that this is kind of expandable, so you don't have to put their exact contents in it to make it fit. You can kind of jury rig things, figure out where things fit, and you can put your own supplies in it, which is really nice that not all manufacturers give you the ability to do. If you have any questions about this product, please leave them in the comments down below, and I will see you next week.